now I can hear.
I'm way off camera. I can't move the camera, so I have to slide it down. You can't move it. You move it a little bit, disconnect it. Move from this. Let me see if I'm in it. No, not really. So you do it that way without touching the wire in any way. You just touch the wire. Yeah, and then you can move this one here. And then that wire is up. No. Down, 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 down. Way down. Hey, wait, wait. Don't let it fall. Be good. Good. Now on the other one. Don't get right. Well, yeah, you can't use the card. Yeah, you get down a little on the right. Okay, one. Okay, good. Well, that's fine. You hear me talking right now? What do you mean? Oh. Well, how would you know if I'm talking or not talking? The mic works. The mic will always work because it's loud. So you didn't hear me talking all that time? Hold on. I'm going to need something. Just with the bag because I don't care about the bag anymore. All right, here we go. Well, thank you for rejoining me if you did. I'm excited that this worked. I took the crappiest phone I had and plugged the iRig into it and it works. So what that means is that your headphone jack on Androids has got a 4-pin configuration, and they're not meant to have things going in and out of them all day long and all night like mine. Mine's been almost 1,000 shows. Besides what I do at live streams at actual shows, Audible keeps stopping. There it goes. So anyway, I'm going to wait till you get a second here and get everybody up. Hopefully this will sound right. If it doesn't and you can't hear the backtracks, then you'll know how bad I am without the backtracks. No, this should work. We'll see. And we're going to start with some high energy stuff. The 7th is coming up. 7th of March is that a Saturday? Yeah, I think it is. No? Saturday is 7th is Friday, right? 7th is Friday, Santan Brewery. Yeah, the 7th, March 7th. Santan Brewery has Dawn of the Rising starting at 7 o'clock, I think, or possibly reverse order. Dawn of the Rising, Descendant, Hopi band from the Hopi Reservation, and I Don't Conform at the Santan Brewery, Santan Gardens, better known as, in Chandler. Best show I ever played solo in my life. Hundreds of people packed it in. It's $18 if you don't get your tickets in advance, and you got 2 more days to get them in advance online. I assure you it would be worth your time. And even if you went to that, you could still make the blues for Adam's show the 7th as well and still catch a lot of the bands because they close early. I mean, the last band goes on at 9 this 10. And it's a beautiful place and a nice outside, nice inside. It's fun. It's fun. And Adam's show, I'm going to be doing a video of all of Adam's and mine and Scott Rowe's shows and Kyle's shows coming up soon. And I'll be releasing that tonight. But let's see how this goes. I'm going to do some heavy metal. And by the way, I'm playing at Gordon Circle's birthday party on the 5th. That is opposite a show at the Blues that has Empire of Desire and some other bands. It's a tribute to Scott Rowe. Scott Rowe has the Blues on the 5th of April. But just to give you a side, because Gordon happens to be watching, and I'm excited because I don't get to play the Starlight unless Gordon's playing usually. I'm psyched about it. Here we go. See how it goes. Well, that sounded like it came off okay. A little sloppy, but I was paying attention to the other stuff. Anyway, so I got a bunch more of these kind of upbeat neoclassical and straight metal songs. So we'll see what's next. Thanks for watching Dinner or Solo. So this next one is from part of an arrangement I made for Wizard of Oz, and it's much longer than I want it to go. So I'm going to just cut it off a little early after it's kind of gets used up. It's a great song, though. It's called I'm Melting. I couldn't remember any of that. So I'm glad I got through it. It's a fun song. How do you do, Mr. Eric Alfredson? Thank you so much. Sorry about the delay on getting things started here. And I'm not quite sure what's next. I didn't expect this one. I don't know it, but I'm going to have fun trying. That was a mid-load. I wasn't ready for that one. But that's part of the new stuff coming up for the War of the Worlds movie that I'm scoring, my own kind of version of that movie. I wish I knew where the cursor was on this old phone. You know this one. Could be anything next. That's the best part of it, is I'm going to be surprised, Phil. Um, hopefully not caught off guard. Oh, slow blues. that seems like a good breaking time there. Thank you for watching Dinner Solo. Yes, James, Gene, so sorry about the other night. We thought we solved the problem, but apparently from my earlier false start this evening, the problem seems to lie in the headphone jack of one or all of my devices. And it's not surprising. You think that when several devices don't work, uh, then it's some other thing that's causing the problem. But the issue is that I'm using Androids and only Androids because I can't do this with a iPhone. That is, I can't go direct with an iPhone currently unless I have the money for the top end iPhone. But you need a headphone jack to do this. You need a one of those 4-bit headphone jacks that come at the end of a good set of headphones that has like the gaming microphone on it. You see those 4 little segments, and you need these 4, and they need to be wired in the right order too. And iPhones with the headphone jack don't have that same order. So I use these Androids, and they're all made by Samsung for the most part. And there's a little tin contact that when you stick the jack in, and what happens is when you stick that jack in 20, 30 times a day over the course of a year or two, even if you have a high-end phone, the thing falls apart. I've had jacks crumble and disintegrate inside the phone and then short the phone out from the piece of metal floating around. But what it looks like we're going to have to do here is pick up a laptop and broadcast from the laptop headphone jack, where those are a lot more. And by the way, I've bought new headphone jacks and put them in the Androids before, and they only last a little while too because they're aftermarket and they're made. I mean, you really can't get anything that's durably made anymore. It seems because with 8 billion people in the world, even if you piss off your customers, there's always going to be enough coming around to buy new stuff. And this is how great pizza places fall, and lousy ones end up taking the head of the market because no matter what, you're going to have a reputation of. Nobody, even when you complain, what are you gonna do? You're a bitch that Domino's that actually does freeze their dough. I mean, how are you gonna fight with this? So anyway, this is what's been the problem is the headphone jacks are malformed and sometimes don't make contact. And oddly, this phone that we have that we don't really usually plug the headphone jack into worked out of all of the possible scenarios. And from what I understand, is working perfectly. So I think the answer is to go get a laptop with a durable jack, but failing that, buy a whole bunch of these lousy phones that have good headphone jacks and broadcast from there. I don't know if you notice a difference in the quality of the video, because Facebook alters a lot of it. Anyway, I'm going to see if I can find out where I am on this music, because my cursor's missing from this. I'm also using an older phone for. Well, I think I can do this. Let me see what happens when you play this. Should be something coming up pretty soon. It's playing. All right, well, that's one. I think that's Evil Eye. And after that is what? Well, yeah, I've been playing for a long time. Yeah, sorry. They're wondering if I'm over time already. And I might be over time. I apologize if I am. I want to get one more in. Maybe this is, let's see which one this is. Oh, we did that one. This is what? This I don't know. This might be something I've done. Oh no, these are not the ones that did that one. We did that one. Did that one. Did that one. What do we got here? So this is a very nice song. It's not really heavy metal, or it could be. This one was. I'm not doing it right now, though. Oh, I don't have my Evo. Otherwise, I would do this. Shoot, I better stop. Let me see if I have my Evo handy. God, you think I'd be more prepared than this, being what I do. But there's something about being forgetful that comes with my advanced years, I think. Yeah, I don't have the Evo here anywhere, so can't really do that one either. What do you do now? What does one do now? Well, I'm going to find one more song for you guys, if you just tuned in, and even if you didn't. Maybe it's in my briefcase. Hold on. Yeah, that's where it is. All right, hold up. None of that is on the dot, I assure you. It's a much harder melody to play than you might imagine. The song itself started off as the theme from Foyle's War, a British PBS series about a detective who solves murders during the wartime. You wouldn't think you'd have a lot of murders during wartime, but they tried to cover up some of the murders as more yeah, as collateral damage and stuff like this. And it stars the great Michael Kitchen. Um, I say that great Michael Kitchen because he's done Shakespeare before and stuff like this. In fact, he narrates the Shakespeare animated Tales of Hamlet, one of my favorite Shakespeare cartoons there are, and there are Shakespeare cartoons. Um, I mean, where do they come from? Well, cartoons to me, like Speed Racer, Johnny Quest, stuff like this, doesn't have that cultural element in it. It was a way of getting away from that cultural element to some degree. So when you get up a cartoon about a girl in finishing school, or you know, like or Hamlet, I mean, but the graphics on it, the cartoon itself is great because it's done by Eastern European cartoon makers, which are very dark and sketchy in terms of sketching, not sketchy in other ways. But it really does come together. And Michael Kitchen, you may remember him in the James Bond, where the guy's clicking his pen, the computer hack, and he was working for MI6 in that James Bond. I forgot. Jennifer would know which one it was. I don't know. It might have been one with I think Daniel Craig's in that one actually. And by the way, they picked a new James Bond, if that's what you're watching for. Let me tell you about coming up. Friday is a show at the Santan Brewery. It's the Santan Gardens in Chandler. You should get there if you can because it's the 7th. It's I Don't Conform, uh, uh, Dawn of the Rising, and Descendant. And Descendant is the only new name on there I haven't seen. They're a band from the Hopi Reservation. My guess is because I Don't Conform and Dawn of the Rising are my two absolutely favorite kinds of metal bands. That they're probably somewhere in that vein, maybe a little heavier. Sometimes they get them heavier to because everybody isn't into metal that you can commercial metal. I mean that's like Judas Priest, right? I mean that's a lot of people like Priest, but a lot of people like Megadeth, and both of them have a kind of a commercial sound to them, but really Megadeth is nowhere near as commercial as Priest, and not nearly as commercial as Metallica, for instance. And then there's things like Pantera, which is the next step away from commercial, and then of course something like Amon Amarth or something like that, where it's just treacherous to tread there. But anyway, and I don't know how I got on that topic, but the this is a great show. It's going to be. I played the first Headbangers Ball at Santan Brewery on December 30th, 2024, and what an honor it was to play there. It was packed, hundreds of people. It was every band was top notch. The PA they were just getting it started, but it sounded great. You're in for a real treat. Now, what you're going to hurt yourself by doing is waiting too long to get tickets because the day of the show they're $18, but they're only 12 beforehand. And these three bands, any one of these bands will get at least 10 or 12 as an entry for just them. Certainly, you can make the case that some place like the brewery, where they have some really great, everything's great there. It really was. Either the food was great, everything was great. And I went in there, and I like to say this because it doesn't happen very often. I went in there, and I recognized probably 8 faces out of everyone there. And when I left, I had taken pictures with 20, 30 people, signed a couple autographs, and I knew 100 people before I left that building. I am really, really impressed with what they're doing there, and I'm glad they're having a second one, and it's Friday. Now, having said that, and considering my obligation to the only bar that will let me do my own show, the Blues, that Adam Spleen, a good friend of mine, has a show on the 7th too. So I would strongly suggest, if you want to make everybody happy, head up to the Blues after Santan because it starts at I think 7, and the last band goes on at 9. You would be able to leave Santan, and if you're on your way home to Phoenix or something like this, you could head up to Blues and catch most of what's going on there. And then he has show the Ace as well, which I think I'm going to that one. and then I might go to both. You never know. I just live next to the Santan Brewery, so I'm going to be more likely to come home after that. And then the following week is the 13th, 14th, and 15th. 13th, the Blues has a Metalhead show. That's open bike night. And Tenacious B and Moondog and Moonlight and the Moondog or something like that. It's two versions of Becca Hayes Washburn, who is just an incredible talent. One of the fastest rising talents I've seen anywhere ever, just like shooting to the top, and is a good friend. And she's going to be doing a song with me. Actually, it's too bad I'm stopped because I could play you part of it without playing. There's a song I am going to do with her at an upcoming show to save the world, or to save the Taproom 120. I couldn't remember the difference between that and the world, but let me just give you an example. You would never guess what song we're going to do. Hopefully I can do it. Let me see. Let's see. I certainly can't do it. I haven't learned it, but I wrote it, and I didn't write the song. I adapted it from a famous song. See if you can get it. See if it plays. Does it play? Let's see. It's playing something, maybe. No, it's not playing. Hold on. It's going to go all of a sudden. God, I don't want to do that. All right, so there's this, and there's this. Let's see. Might not be able to do it once I'm off this thing. It doesn't really work well, so yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do it. The only way I could do this is delete that first one, which I can since I'm done. I don't want you to hear it really bad though. If you're still hanging around here, see, this is how we get rid of that. Let's get rid of that track altogether, right? Just that way you can't play the wrong track. See, delete track, remove track. It works for me, right? So see what happens when you do this. Seems like this should work. Oh yeah, tell me if you can figure this out, and I'll join it if I remember the riff. If anybody you got that, that was Simon and Garfunkel's Parsley, Sage, Rosemary, and Thyme. And I'm going to do that song with Becca Hayes Washburn at one of the couple shows we have coming up soon. I don't know if we're going to get it to it. But she's joining us as T-Bex and the Velocirockers on the 15th of March. It's Emily's birthday, and it also happens to be the Ides of March. And it's funny because if it was any other singer that I've ever employed or just had, whether I employed them or not, it would have been an apropos show to celebrate their their being in the band, because pretty much I had a rough time with a lot of these vocalists that would kind of, well, I don't know, want to be negative about it, but Caesar was assassinated by a third of the Senate of Rome in, I think, 60 BC or somewhere around there. uh, and was warned about it by supposedly a prophet, the Oracle of Delphi. So most of the posters around this are reflecting that kind of theme, and it isn't that beware backstabbers. I think there are backstabbers, and I think they play a vital role in my success as a musician because they say things about working with me and everything, and then other people come, and then like Emily, who me and Emily have a lot in common, but we have a lot that is not in common, and yet it never comes up. We're always uh, we're loving each other's private way of Nobody invite you to go to her page if you don't like what she's got to say. And but in terms of music, all through the election, right now, somebody who's a progressive and outspoken about it would have probably leaked some betrayal of what they were actually believing, and she kept her mouth completely shut to the whole thing, without any words for me encouraging her to not say anything and don't alienate half the population or anything like this. I didn't have to say anything. And that right there is what the loyalty that I crave in people. You know what I mean? Is like that. We're here to do this. If I'll be happy to argue with anybody politically on any side, and I think that both Republicans and Democrats would be enlightened by some of the points we bring up, because in the bigger picture, I never believe that anybody's out to help me. I know that there are cases where this happens, and I'm recalcitrant when I encounter them. I feel bad that I didn't trust somebody that wanted to just do something for my benefit at the cost of theirs. But damn, how many times does that actually happen? It happens a lot more with me than you might imagine. It happens with me with Jennifer. It happens with me with Emily. It doesn't happen with me with some other members of my band as of late. But I'm happy to play, period. And when somebody's that good and they think you're the best thing that ever played guitar, and you're twice their age, you go ahead and live with it. And do the best you can so that your fans would stick it out. And my fans love Emily. I mean, they tell me all the time. So this will be great to have her back for a show. I mean, she's been on a couple, but there have been last minute times where she jumped in and wanted to do the show, and we didn't know she was, so we didn't practice the right songs or whatever. Some cases we didn't get the set list till the day of the show. But this is something that this is her birthday. She's going to come up for. She lives far away now, by the way. She makes sometimes I think a 4-hour trip. And last time I saw her, she flew in, but that wasn't from there. But anyway, it's Sectus is headlining the show. It's an incredible band, Sectus. If you don't know who they are, and a lot of my followers don't know and have not seen Sectus, I found out. And this is your chance to see what I consider the best exportable Arizona metal there is. And of all the guitarists I've known personally, I'm not talking about shaking hands with Uli Roth or Glenn Tipton. I'm talking about guitarists I know. This guy is he's probably the best in the state. It's just incredible. Christian Vasquez is his name, and it's just I mean, it's one of those few bands where I don't miss a note. I would never like look away because I want to see everything he's doing and learn from it. Sectus is playing at 10 o'clock. I'm playing at 9 with Emily, and then at 8 it's going to be Becca, that woman I was just telling you about, that's got some great stuff. And her and Emily will certainly be doing something together. And then at 7 o'clock, I think I just added Gordon Circle to the lineup. So I'm excited that it's going to. Now, after Sectus, or immediately after Sectus, before anything goes down, you're going to hear Secrets of Lost Empires, which is Jeremy Niffin and the two guys who I don't know because I can't find them anywhere on Facebook. So when I put posters up of the band, I only had Jeremy on there, so I hope they don't take it wrong, or maybe take it as a lesson to go ahead and open an account, even if it's just your picture there. But yeah, I didn't have a way to do it. I had to get it on there, and it's funny. It's just Jeremy, and he's a badass bass player. I mean, he's a good friend too, and he's very, very good. They play kind of Arizona doom metal, and very, very unique and psychedelic, I guess I would call it. But well, the guitar player is just a shredder to death. And speaking of that, one more announcement, and that's going to be about. Glad to see you're still with me, Gene. I said some of that for your benefit. The coming upcoming show that took me by surprise is the Face Melter Jam 11. As you know, we had our 10th anniversary at the Blues last year after we were unable to secure the room at the Creekville. Well, Creekville is still not doing shows currently. There are some shows. I mean, the Reverend's doing his show there on April 19th, and I have a show opposite that with praising the heroes of Biker Week, AZ Bike Week here, um, uh, Circuits of Mayhem, and some other great bands too. Killing Sundays here, and Izzy Edible is here. My either me solo or me with Emily. I'm not sure if she's doing that show with me yet. And then uh, who did I overlook? I overlooked a really big band. Anyway, I was gonna get back to the Face Melter Jam. It's not till May, but I put the ad up for interested parties and got no response after about 36 hours. And it wasn't private or anything like that. Just nobody paid attention. I was like, okay, well maybe we should wait till later in the year. And then I woke up the next morning and I had more requests than I had spaces for. And so I loaded up all the people that were returning and then took whatever was left and filled it. There's a great video on my timeline. If you go down about 5 videos, you'll see a picture of a white guitar and a guy playing. And you're going to want to check that video out. It says it's about 38 seconds. It took me 38 seconds to determine whether this guy should get the last spot. And damn. I mean, he's gonna send a lot of us back to the rehearsal space after that show, and he's gonna the wiser ones among us are gonna be polishing their skills because if you don't practice your triplet or triplets, you're gonna be surprised at what this guy does. He's a guitar player for Hostile Fate. I don't know him. His last name's Kerrigan. I forgot his first name. But you're going to know him after May 17th and probably before. I'll get his band. His band is probably super heavy because they're always on Adam's bill. And I'm sorry I didn't take the time to see who was in that band before. You just don't know. I mean, you can't see every band. I mean, come on. I'm out every weekend for the most part, multiple nights. You know what I mean? And plus, I organize shows to support other bands. And then I promote band shows that I can't even get to, just to help out. But there's no way I can know every band. But there's ways I do find out. He sent me a message with not even. I think he didn't even give me a link. He just said, "Hi, I'd like to try out." So I went and looked at his profile, and it was nothing but videos of shit that would make. He could mop the floor with the best of us. When you hear this guy, Kerrigan's his last name. Hostile Fate. He's on my timeline. Just check it out. And I'll be back on Wednesday at 7 o'clock for a hassle-free performance on good equipment. All this being, I should say, amen, because that's what you say at the end of a prayer. And not a big believer in any intervention going on from the other side, but I'm always welcome to it when it's positive. Or just to see, I think we interpret things as interventions, but that aren't. When you just you don't take the flight. A friend of mine didn't get on his Boston flight to come back to California, and it was the one that went into the World Trade Center, and there's no telling him that wasn't a miracle. It might have been just that he had forgotten his briefcase, which I would say that's what it was. That you're lucky you're stupid, because if you were smart and organized, your fate would have been very different. Anyway, and God bless you, Rich Mastronato, because I don't know. You're one of the great guitar players I knew and a big influence on my playing, so I'm glad to hear that you didn't get on. All right, you guys, I'll see you soon, and don't get too worked up. You know what I mean? You protect your rights. Fight for what you believe in, even if it's not what I believe in. Check your politics at the door and leave $10 on the 15th. By the way, Adam has a show for Metalheads on the 13th. I was telling you at the Blues, and on the 14th he also has an excellent show at the Blues as well. So that's your forecast for the next couple weeks. I appreciate you guys all watching. I appreciate talking to you, James and Gene, and anybody else whose name I can't read from here. I'll be seeing you soon. Later.